Alright, TrueJack.com, fixing a sprinkler system in Florida. Alright, so I have gone and I replaced that thing at, I think it was part 8. Replaced that zoning solenoid. Alright, and I fired up the system. That seems to have mostly fixed our problem. I actually have pressure, proper pressure everywhere now. Okay, and this is the zone that was giving me all the problems. So I'm just going to go over a couple things. First off, what you're going to notice is if you're working on your sprinkler system is that you've got, you know, a whole mess of problems with your sprinkler heads. Alright, like this one here is, you know, it's installed wrong. And obviously the grass needs to be cut, but, you know, it's leaking. You can't see it as much now as you could earlier. You know, this one I've actually repiped. It had a major break in it. You can see that the head itself is leaking really bad, so we're gonna have to get a whole bunch of new, you know, sprinkler heads. And my theory is you replace any one that even slightly looks funky. Rebuilding these things is probably not the best idea. It takes more time and effort than it's worth. The part's $10. $10, a little sealant, screw it on, be done with it. Adjust it. And we have here is another sprinkler head. And again, you know, it needs to be replaced, and it needs to be replaced because it's just not shooting very far. Alright, and there's no problem with the pressure per se here, because this one is actually, I think, running into that one. And there was one over here that I actually eliminated. So if anything, it should be working better. It's actually still working the same as it was before I disconnected some things. So what I had here was another shower head or lawn sprinkler. Alright, that was right here. Okay, and I've capped that off. I tried, you know, using a couple old ones, even a really dinky one to get some kind of water, because our grass is dying everywhere. I don't know if you noticed that in the video, but the grass is pretty much dying everywhere. So trying to get some kind of water on there. I don't have a fitting to actually put one of these guys, which you see is running right now. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's just the same ones we put by the pool. I just threw them in. There were a couple pipes there that I could adapt to real quick, and so I did. I adapted to them, and I can't do that here because I don't have the fitting that turns up. And then I could cut it and glue a new 90 on there and redo the whole thing. But ideally, I would just want to get a new shower head, and then it gets this flexible line, which was on there, and that threads into the threaded fitting, and then I position it, put a little concrete donut on it. It's done. So I pretty much have water going everywhere, but like right here in this little area. And I'll get one more thing, just a little moment of griping. All right, if, you know, and you'll notice that when you start doing this, that, you know, the more things you fix, the more problems you find. And that's specifically because as you fix things, their pressure's increasing inside that pipe. All right, so came across a problem. There's actually in this little hole right here, and I can't get too close because it's actually, sprinklers are still on, but you can see it's filled up with water. That's because under the ground right there is a 1-inch main that runs from that little valve thing. It comes out and it has a little branch that supplies that little pipe you see right there, and then it branches, it goes, that big pipe stays underground, it comes all the way over here, and then it starts feeding these big heads. Okay, so actually I found, as I dug down, I noticed there was a whole bunch of water coming out of the ground. You know, it wasn't there the other day when I had, you know, until I fixed the water pressure problem, that didn't emerge. So I dug this thing up and actually found that somebody took, alright, good, it's shutting off now. Alright, somebody actually went and amazingly, you can see it's bubbling. See it bubbling right there? Alright. That's the pipe. Somebody actually put duct tape around the pipe. Now, I'll take a picture of that when we're all done. Obviously, it's all flooded now, and it's going to take hours for it to drain. But, yeah, actually, they took the time to dig a hole, alright, unearth the pipe, alright, clean the pipe, because you can't put duct tape on, you know, a sanding pipe. This is all sand down here. And, you know, yeah, duct tape doesn't stick to sand. They had to take the time to clean the pipe and actually put a piece of duct tape on there to try to seal up the leak, rather than put out the dollar and fix it. They put more time and effort into patching it with a piece of duct tape than they would have spent, you know, actually fixing. Now, of course, they would have had to drive to Home Depot, but I'm sure, you know, if you're working on a sprinkler system, you're back and forth to Home Depot a dozen times, at least, you know, and that's just foolish. So, you know, yeah, don't do stuff like that. Don't try to cut a corner on, and, you know, it's only a foot deep, you know, but, you know, that caused so many problems with this sprinkler system, you know, just in general, you know, so, yeah, just a word to the wise, don't try to just duck it to cut a corner. If you have to for a quick moment, fine, but, yeah, it doesn't look like that's what this person was doing. This person was, you know, just didn't have the fitting. Was probably somebody was hired to come out here, an employee or something. And he just, you know, ducked it and left it be, and buried it up, and you know, it slowed it down enough to where you couldn't tell that there was a problem with it. So I think for now we're kind of at an impasse here. I've run out of things to fix temporarily. I've got to go get some sprinkler heads, lawn faucets, and then we should be okay. We should actually get some grass back here. And then we'll worry about doing, you know, we're going to redo this flower bed with some kind of little mini heads. I've already got 2 in, but I'm probably going to put 2 more. And we'll see what, these all pretty much feed themselves with the big ones. So, yeah, that's about the plan. So, TrueJack.com, how to fix a Florida sprinkler system.